Cecilia, thank you for being here and for your leadership as a member of the Cultivating Genius work group and leadership team. As that group meets so regularly and thinks about our work, not only with that text last year and how that work moves forward this year, but also as we think about what you and Stacy Wanfer were able to facilitate for us in August. Today is a beautiful continuation of that with what you're going to invite us to hear about right now. So thank you so much, Cecilia Stehos from Clinton County RESA, and for your leadership and for your colleague being here.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And welcome and good morning to everybody. And I'm happy to be here as a representative from the Cultivating Genius. I don't know what we want to call each other, but work group, study group, facilitating group. We're all kind of everything because we're learning right along with you. And so we've been really excited to look at that work this year, then the last couple of years, and especially this last year when we had the book study. During the Advanced Institute in August, we had put forth a challenge to you. And one of the challenges was using the book, Change Sinks. Oh, I'm blurry, so you can't really see it, but it's right here. And everyone received that copy. And we had talked about having a challenge of using that. We had gone over a little bit of what a framework for that might look like. We shared some examples of lessons that you might do. And then we gave you that book in order to use that. I have a colleague who was so excited, who came to me and was just eager to share what she had done within her building using that challenge. And she was working with us last year in our team at Clinton County. And our first meeting, she came right up to me, or I came up to her, and she started talking about my school did this, and she showed me pictures that she had on her phone, and we did, and they were so excited. And she talked all about these great things. And I asked her, would you mind sharing with the network? And it's a little daunting sharing with 300 people over, I think we're like 360. That's where we're at right now. And so, but we talked about how the team would like to hear that, and the network would probably like to hear that. So I'm going to introduce Tammy Wilson to you. She is a coach from St. John's School. She works at Oakview South, and has been a teacher for, I believe, over 20 years is what she shared with me. But she's been coaching for the last few, and she's new to St. John's, having been at Ithaca for a while. And Ithaca, as you remember, was where we used to gather for our other quarterlies. So Tammy Wilson is going to take over and share a little bit of what she did with her school. And then we'll come back and talk a little bit more about the challenge if you haven't already done the challenge yourself. So please welcome Tammy Wilson. Thank you, Tammy, for sharing.
You're welcome. I am so excited. I fell in love with this book the second you gave it to me, and texted my principal, and he agreed to use this book as kind of our theme for the year. And so he purchased it for every staff member in the building. And then we used it as a launch for our very first staff meeting in August, read it aloud, and sent everyone off with their own copy. Another teacher and I transformed the bulletin board coming into the school. We painted the background, and then a local business did the die cuts. And then in the middle of it is a mirror that says, I am the change I want to see. So when students look in it, they're looking at themselves in the mirror, and it just kind of sets the tone coming into the building. And it's just super bright and colorful. And then I sent out a Google Doc to my teachers. I'm in a 3-5 building, and invited them to let me have some time with their class and read the book to them. And every single teacher signed up. So I got to go into every classroom in the building and read the book and have this amazing discussion with the kids. We talked about their strengths and their smarts. We talked about them being the change, and they were so excited. They were just tuned in with the pictures and looking at every little detail, noticing that the main character was giving the grumpy dog a dog biscuit, and then he was happy on the next page. They noticed that the character who was going to get the next instrument was always in the page before. Like, they were just completely into it. So our conversation centered around what the characters were doing to make a positive change in their world and how they could use their own strengths and smarts and make a change in our school, in our community, and in our world. So with that conversation with the younger students, we brainstormed a list of characteristics that they could use. And the older students, were kind of able to do it on their own. And then I got this idea from Twitter, and I gave them a sheet that says, I am just what the world needs. And then they made a self-portrait and wrote all of their characteristics and their, about their strengths and their smarts that they could use to make a change in the world. And so now we have this huge wall in a main hallway that all the kids go by every single day. And they're always pointing to it and looking at the pictures and, oh my goodness, I have hardworking on my picture too. Or, oh, I have helpful and so does my friend so-and-so. And it's just been a great focus for our school. It is an amazing complement to our district initiative, which is capturing kids' hearts this year. And our kids are really, truly making a positive change. I was on the playground last week and some fourth graders were picking up trash. And they came running up to me and, Mrs. Wilson, we're making a change in our school. We're picking up trash like the characters in the book. Like it's just set the tone for our whole building. So thank you for sharing that with us and for offering the challenge.
Thank you, Tammy. Thank you so much for being brave and for sharing with the network. I knew that this would be a really positive example for everyone to look at. You are getting some serious love in the chat, as you should, because this is a great example of what you can do in a rural school district with a predominantly white population. And I wanted to point that out because I know that that's been some of the conversation we've had. And this is just a great, great example. And I really do appreciate you sharing with the network. So thank you, Tammy, for doing that and for taking the time to put that slide deck together. It was lovely. Thank you so much. So I want to quick remind you of what we did. Let's see. I don't think it's going to let me share, but it might. Oh, it's not going to let me share. I'm sorry. My Zoom is not great. So let me just tell you a little bit about what we did and the challenge. You too can take this challenge up. You still have time in order to do that. The book is there for you to do, and you can reach out to myself or to Tammy if you'd like to kind of get some ideas of how she did that. But I think she did a really thorough job of letting you know a little bit of what she did. Anything that you can do would be lovely. Please let me know, or anybody on the team, Dr. Curry, Stacy, or myself, or Mary Johnson, and we would be happy to let you share as well at our next quarterly, which is in, I think it's winter. I can't remember the exact date. So anyhow, so let us know if you would like to take that challenge up too. We also have a grid, something I can't remember. I'm not very techy. Sorry. A flip grid for you to also put some of your challenges if you do. So that way we can share that with the network, and we can also branch out and share our ideas and our resources. So thank you for taking time to listen to us this morning, chat a little bit about Tammy's experience.
Tammy and Cecilia, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at the chat. Tammy, read every single word. Soak it in, please. And thank you, Cecilia, also for, the relationships that you have, and for taking what so many, it's kind of the heart of a coach to be so opportunistic and to say, wow, what happened? And to go closer and to go closer, and then to see the opportunity of connecting minds and ideas, coach to coach, region to region. Like that kind of leadership is what we need to continue to make anything that we do together during our precious few days together in the year, supportive, and to understand the ways that people take things up and make them meaningful for their context. You are such an example of the very best work we can do together, Tammy and Cecilia, and all of the Cultivating Genius group. Thank you very, very much. Oh, hey, here's the flip grid. We've done this before if you've been in the network. Right when the coronavirus started, we generated a lot of ideas around virtual coaching, and we created a Flipgrid so anybody could add any ideas that they have. It's like an ongoing slow conversation. And so here it is again, how we use the book Change Sings. I wanted to put by Amanda Gorman, but the title only has so many characters. All you do is you click on that, and then you go ahead and click on the box. There's a little description and add a response. If you say, so Flipgrid is a video response, and like 1 minute, 2 minutes is enough. If you say, I don't really want to record a video of myself, then don't turn on your video, or put a sticky note up over your camera and just do an audio recording. It's just a nicer way than like having a Google Doc where everybody populates their ideas, because you can't hear voice in something like that. And stories like this do shine when we can hear the voice behind the people who are trying things. And wow, Tammy's example, like planting the seed and the seed grows, and look at how that just spread and spread through the creativity. And please don't hold back from sharing your simple ideas or the ideas you think you're going to try here in this Flipgrid. Any idea will support us to be able to think about things that we can do. So that's just to say, you don't have to have a Tammy story to add to the Flipgrid. Please do add your ideas. And I know that in the chat, a couple of people named some things that they've done. So it'd be amazing if you could spend a couple minutes and just share that, and then we'll come back to that. And you can come back to that anytime as those ideas get populated. Wow, what a way to kick off our day. Thank you once again, Cecilia and Tammy.